So 3-0 outside the Vitality, and Paul Kenward, you look like you could kill someone.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah, I genuinely am angry at the levels of performance that I've been seeing in the last 2 games now. I can't put my finger on why the players don't seem to be interested in playing football anymore, but Liverpool taught us a lesson today. Yeah. That's how you keep the ball, that's how you pass the ball, that's how you move, that's how you press. We didn't do anything today, absolutely nothing. It was dire.
I know personnel-wise, obviously not impressed with them. Could we have done anything formation-wise to sort of counter how good they were?
Well, we knew that it was going to be a tough game, but I just wanted to see some fight. And I don't care if we play 3 at the back, maybe, and put an extra man in midfield. That might have sort of overcrowded the midfield, but they went long for the first goal anyway, and we didn't learn anything from the Spurs game, clearly, because they were 2 goals over the top in the first in that game. So
I did say to Ross from the Redmen TV about the fact that the long ball situation is a thing that we've got caught out on. Obviously, you mentioned the Spurs game. Liverpool were doing it against Everton. I think Origi scored one of them, took it down. Mane had a chance. Same thing happens again. Eddie Howe's supposed to be doing his research, but
I'm sure Eddie Howe is doing his research. I just don't think the personnel are up to it at the moment. We haven't got Cook at the back organising, and Ake, of course, went off injured just before the goal. So I think we lacked experience in defence today after Ake had gone off, and we should really have had Frano in the centre. I don't know what's wrong with Stacey, but obviously Eddie doesn't rate him or he's injured or something, but it would have made more sense to put Frano in the middle and put Stacey on the outside, because then at least Frano could have organised the line. They had their second goal, should have been offside if one of them had stepped up. Again, it's just simple mistakes, little mistakes, which you'd expect with inexperienced players like Simpson and Mepham, although he's an international with Wales. But I don't know. I've lost the will after the last 2 games at the moment to cheer them on, because they're not giving us anything to cheer for.
I must admit, in the last half an hour, I was watching in awe. It was almost like a training drill at times of keep ball, and it was just wave after waves of attack. They didn't have to be particularly intense, but just obviously their players are much more technically gifted, but we were running scared at times. And I think there was only 1 or 2 players that emerged with credit for that for me, and Jefferson Lerma was definitely one of them.
He's the only one, so I can't think of anybody else who had a great game, because even Rambo had a few misplaced kicks, and it's just an unusual situation that we're in at the moment. The players just seem to be almost in holiday mode or something. It's weird. We're just not. There's no pressing, there's no tackling, and they're the 2 things you really need against big teams.
What we can do against Chelsea?
Lose. And you ask Tony where the goals are going to come from. Well, the opposition is the answer, because we've got nothing.
But didn't the match early on today, their loss against Everton, give you a little bit of hope, or not really?
None whatsoever. No, I think Everton are going to be a much better team at the moment, because they're on the new manager bounce. So, but Lampard's going to have them really fired up for our game, and they're going to hammer us.
But Eddie Howe is still the man to get us out of this mire, though, right?
He's currently the man in charge. Yeah.
How are you feeling about him? As a whole, do you think he's getting things wrong?
Decisions. Yeah, he's making some strange decisions for me, like the Frano thing today. Just put him in the centre of their defence. Nobody's going to question him doing that. But now he's people have put doubt in their minds, because they're like, well, what's Frano doing out there? It's like you've got Stacey on the bench. Bring him on. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. There's a few weird decisions. It doesn't seem to be able to motivate the team. That's the biggest worry. So hard times, especially with Wilson out probably for Ake and Wilson, if they both got the same injury, it could be 6 weeks each, if it's the hamstring. That means we're screwed till the new year. Happy Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas.
Times. Yeah. All right, Scrooge. See you later. Cheers, Paul. Thank you.